Okay, it looks like we are live. So, hey everyone, I am PrototypeAlpha, and today I'll be running Valley. And with me I've got two commentators, if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm the Red Sock. I am the world record holder of this game. I played this since it came out.
Hello, I am Harvard. I exist, and this game is pretty epic.
It does indeed exist.
So, Valley is a first-person kind of shooter. I mean, you don't really have too many enemies, but you do shoot, so it is valid. And we run fast. So, time will be when we gain control, so let me load in. And then when we start, I'll hand it over to the commentators to do commentary.
Hey, looks like I missed.
Are we actually gonna touch on the story? Do we dare?
I mean, you can try.
I can try.
Might not make any sense, but we can try.
Well, Havard's descriptions never make sense.
That's what she said. Right, so we're an archaeologist or something, and we crashed in a boat. Oh yeah, right. No, you're waiting on Star. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, countdown 3, 2, 1, and start.
Yeah, we're an archaeologist, and we just crashed on a canoe because our canoe lesson went bad. What's gonna happen is that we figure out that there's these balls of energy or something, and we need to find an egg or something. But we will skip all that, and then it turns out we're shooting eggs at people. That's the. Oh yeah, right. And then we explode an egg, and then we fall in like the plum of the egg, and then it's just all a big mess. So we need to clean up the mess. That's the story.
Yeah, basically we just go into a nice area and then destroy everything, and then have to fix it again, and then we leave.
Yeah. So Proto's just walking through this valley here, called Valley, and he'll pick up a suit. So in this universe, what time is this again in the lore? I don't remember what the year it is. It's like the 80s or something.
So this time is like normal time, but
this is normal time.
But the things happen in World War II, right?
Right, yeah. So in World War II or something, they made a suit that shoots life and death, or life and death. And he'll get that. And if he dies, he'll just take life from the valley. But he can shoot life or suck life. That's kind of the gimmick of this game. But it turns out when he equips this suit, he also gets the magical powers of the crab. So that's what we call the movement technique. And if you jump and then look 90 degrees away and then hold some directional keys while panning the camera, you can just get speed that way. So at the bottom of the screen you can see a speedometer that we have installed, so you can see him gain and or lose and or whatever speed. And it's already skipping all of the first stuff.
Shortly after the outbreak of war in Europe,
Hopefully.
I was enlisted by the army to study the history.
Sometimes when you land, you can lose speed, which is unfortunate. It seems it's a little bit. Ooh. Oh no, that was very
close.
Yeah. So, but the interesting thing is that it was just like a month ago, or a little over a month ago. It was the anniversary, like 5-year anniversary of the game.
Yeah.
And so the developers wanted people to stream and gave out a bunch of keys. So we took that opportunity to try to get some people interested in the speedrun by hosting a speedrun event, where we would see how many people could get, who could get the best time in like one day of learning the game, and give out some prizes. And so Prototype was one of the runners who picked up the game then, and has kept playing. And so he's gotten pretty good in just over a month. It's been really cool.
It's been about a month. And this is also, it's a very technical game. There's a lot of movement tech, but also like you need to string jumps together and things like that to be optimal in the movement. So it's definitely not your children's shooter game or something, even though it's not even a shooter.
Yes, it's much more about like understanding the movement and how how to utilize it more than like learning setups for tricks. You
Speaking
just
of
sort of-
setups, oh, that's perfect. You just easily.
yeah,
No
so
problem.
this is first out of bounds. It's just a pretty short one to get to the end trigger of the level more quickly, which he seemed to have done pretty well. Interesting quirk now is that since he was airborne with speed when he loaded into the trigger, he can keep that speed into the next level since you start airborne. So now he didn't actually get it because he landed.
Yeah,
When
I landed
he,
on the side of the.
yeah, but normally he would keep his speed there, so he could run through the corridor. And yeah, so it's and when you have a speed, you can keep the speed forever, so you can pretty much use the speed through the whole level to get to the end really quickly.
So he just skipped half of the level here. Essentially, he was supposed to learn about how the suit works when it comes to dying, but he just skipped that section. It was a forced death and everything, and kind of like a cutscene kind of esque stuff. But yet we don't need that.
So since Proto is a monster, he's gonna try to go for the one of the hardest skips in the game right now, which is to skip an elevator at the end of this level, which you have to wait to go up, and the elevator is really high up, and you don't have double jump yet, so you need to climb up the mountain with your single jump, and
Oh!
I tried.
This is actually so difficult, you know.
Yeah, like
it's
people
crazy. Yeah.
shouldn't really go for this unless they like have a really
Yeah, it was
fast
close
time.
though. It would have worked.
Yeah.
Could have worked.
Yeah, it was pretty close. And like also, he also doesn't need to do the really fast strat there either. Like there are slow ways you can do it,
Yeah.
which makes it a bit easier. But yeah,
This is what it would be skipping.
yeah,
Remember to stand on the boxes. You save a frame or two.
yeah, it's easy. You
Proto,
remember when we had to when we found the
Proto, remember to stand on. No, he refuses. What the heck is this? What do you mean?
We had a strat before we found the elevator skip where we were like jumped on top
mad.
of the elevator and like got even higher, standing on top of the elevator as soon as.
Why does he not want to be on the box? What is this box racism?
So now he's gonna do the only clip in the game, I think, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's like pretty RNG. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it works, but sometimes it doesn't. There it works.
Found by Kung Cobra. Thank you, Kung Cobra, for finding the super consistent skip for us.
From what I've been told,
And so this level is extremely vertical. So this is one of the harder levels to be really fast on because maintaining vertical speed is not very easy.
Yeah, maintaining speed in any direction, to be honest, is difficult in this game, and you do it in different ways. So you just have to learn all about the movement in this game to do pretty much anything. Yeah, this level is really vertical. We need to get on the top of this mountain that's kind of behind us at the moment. And this is the main big skip to do that, but most people are able to do this quite comfortably now, I would say. But it used to be one of the hardest skips in the run.
Yeah. And the thing about sort of with this game is that the speed you have is very exponential in both like decay and acceleration. So you in the early game you have less max speed. You get an upgrade later that makes you go faster, and that makes it easier to also accelerate and keep speed. So the first levels where you don't have that is much more difficult to be fast on because it's much more easy to lose your speed.
Yeah, that's
and it's harder to accelerate it.
Yeah, there's more to all of that, but exactly what Red Sox said. It's harder to gain speed if you have little of it, and it's harder to keep speed if you have little of it.
Yeah.
So if anything goes wrong, you just lose a lot of time if you're not essentially perfect.
Yeah, so the early game is definitely the hardest part of the game.
This is one of the only interior levels in the game. We have multiple ways to skip it, but the fastest way is to jump through the roof over here.
Yeah, for some reason the devs just didn't want to add the collision to one of the tiles in the roof.
Yeah, and it took us a while to figure out that this one tile didn't have collision as well. It was kind of funny. But then again, we also had a really good skip for the level, which is this. He's not supposed to bonk there on the side of the bricks, but that's okay. He needs to just slide ever so like below those bricks. So there's a quite tight timing to just get in, use your double jump to get under, because you need to hit the trigger in that shaft that's below there. But there is a like this level is essentially just a donut, and if you run all the way around in like casually around the donut, you would get to a button that you can click, and that opens the door to this place he's hitting the trigger in.
You missed the trigger.
Yeah, he missed the trigger again. But what we did when we started routing the game was hit that button. Oh, is he gonna do it now? Yeah,
he just spawned there, so it makes
yeah. So you can hit this button actually from the other side, like early.
There we go.
There you go. So yeah, that's what we used to do. You just run to this room and open the door. Yeah, that skip is a bit finicky, the out of bounds, but it is ever so slightly faster. So.
Yeah.
So in this next level, it is probably the level we have the most things to skip in, but even still, we are skipping almost all of it. But in terms of like how much there is left to find, this is one of the 2 levels with the most left to find.
Yeah, it's like it's the one where we have like one of the biggest skips, but also is the longest level.
Yeah, exactly. So he just got the upgrade he just grabbed was the rail running boots, and they make your top speed 50 instead of 30. Having a top speed of 50 is really important. We talked about it earlier when Red Sox mentioned how you gain and lose and maintain speed more easily if you have more of it. That's very relevant, and from now on, hopefully he will be mostly at 50 speed, which is the max in the game. And if not, he maybe needs to land somewhere specific, or he's just being slow. And that's the long and short of it. From now on, we want to just get all the speed we can and keep it forever, because it's easier to keep it now than it was originally. There's a hole in the floor here that takes us out of bounds, and then he's going to do a crazy skip, hopefully.
Yeah, this is like it's a rough skip to mess up, because the backups are not easy either, and it's a very precise skip, so you need to be pretty accurate with it, and
we need to get all. You see that big cylinder far ahead of us? We need to go to the right of that. But if we land on the floor, it's essentially over for the skip.
Because a jump, just staying out of bounds on this ledge, bouncing down this whole corridor, to try to chain jumps together to get to the end trigger, and it's...
Yeah, if he goes too far to the left, he would go back in bounds, and then nothing would work. Okay, he kept his speed. Yeah, that worked. Perfect. That's really impressive, really nice proto. That's actually really sick. And now he goes to the pipe, that's the end level trigger, and bang.
Yeah, good job.
Very nice. So in theory, there are ways that we could maybe skip all of the running on the rails at the start, but we haven't really figured it out yet.
Yeah, there are some theories, but...
Yeah, we have some glitches that aren't applicable there at the moment. Let's put it that way. Right. So this is Camp Henday. It's a really big open level. And if something's big and open in this game, that means it's fast as fuck, boy. So, okay, I thought you were gonna do the full one in whole.
Yeah, so like this is a perfect example of how like you just fly at 50 speed the whole level to try to just skip a really long level instantly.
There you go. So he's...
Yeah, grabbing it.
So he's just trying to get all the way across. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, he has to climb normally. No! Oh.
Yeah, barely didn't.
Yeah. That's okay though. Again, these skips are really difficult, but if he did that perfectly, he would be on the other side of the mountain and be on his way to the end of the trigger already.
Yeah, it's all about the acceleration here. You need to be able to accelerate as much as possible, as quickly as possible, to have max speed.
Yeah. We talked about it a bit earlier, and we talked about strings of jumps and stuff like that. That's pretty much the speed run on top level in this game. Is just not only learning every skip, but then being able to fluidly chaining them together in a nice, fluid, perfect way, so that you don't lose time. So that's what that's what Prod is trying to do, and yeah, it's crazy that he's doing this already after just 1 month. So
Yeah, and this jump out of the pipe is pretty finicky because you have to flick your angle away just as you're at the perfect height on the
yeah,
on the pipe. It's
If you-
it's all about slopes in this game and angles of the slopes to determine how high you get.
Oh my god, are we gonna talk about that? Oh my god.
just
I can't talk about slopes. We don't have time.
no, yeah, but the gist of it is the steeper the slope, the higher you go. So you want
Yeah.
to, when the slope is steep, to get more height, and but you also need to change your direction to go out from the pipe so you don't bonk into the wall.
Yeah, you need to not bonk into this wall. You lose everything if you bonk into stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially he's trying to do the level in a way that he can do the whole level at once, not do it in small segments. But there are ways he could just like jump on top of the building, jump on top of the next rock, blah blah blah, walk forward essentially. But there are ways to see like this, and then if he does see enough speed,
Yeah, that should be good.
oh, is it?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, nice. So like this, now he has enough speed to then do the next part, do the next part, do the next part.
It's taking a safe.
Yeah, safe setup. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
To get over to this.
And the building up ahead with the tower behind it is the end level building. So you just need to land right here. Now we can run in, and now we have skipped this entire gigantic level. It's probably like a 40-minute level by itself. But...
Yeah, you're like supposed to run all over this camp and then like into buildings underground and over everywhere, and then finally you'll end up in that building, but you can just go there.
Yeah, you can just go there. Very, very helpful, to be honest. It's really nice the developers of this game made the game really open. There's almost no invisible walls in the game. You can just go and explore as much as you want, and that just means that you could go to the end pretty early if you want.
Yeah, pretty much the only invisible walls are like at the boundaries of the level.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like in some out of bounds sections.
Yeah. So every level is like confined in a sphere or like a box, but we can escape that box sometimes. But even still, it's meant to be just like this is the playable area. So there are kind of invisible walls. That is actually relevant for the last skip of the run. He needs not bonk into a wall there, but we'll cover that later.
This is pretty good.
This chain of jumps is really cool. He was practicing this a bit earlier. Hopefully he can just jump over this part where all these holes in the floor are. Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, you need a bit more speed.
Yeah, if he had a bit more speed there, he could land on those rocks and then just do the rest of the level. But now he just is going to the backup spot, gonna gather up his speed again, and then do the skip from there. So he's just running down in a certain way so that you can get enough speed, find a good slope, and then this the thing we're jumping through. It looks like it's really easy. You can easily get over there, but there's an invisible, weird pushback wall there that has like really wonky, weird physics that just push you back for some reason. I guess you'll have to follow it.
Yeah. So the rocks here, they don't actually need to be. You don't need to fall down on them to break them. You can just be fast on them, or around them, and they will just explode. So you can just be fast horizontally and just fly over them. And if you snipe through the door correctly, then they will break.
So Prodigy did a glitch where he could conserve a double jump to the next level. Essentially, I mean, I don't know if we should call it a glitch, but you can double jump when you're in the air after a game load. So he could get somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, and just complete the puzzle that way. I don't know if is it too fair to call them puzzles?
Shoot the trees to open the doors. Find the trees.
Yeah. This is a level called Smoke Lake. We get water running boots in this level. Except as with every other upgrade that you haven't seen, you won't see it because we of course skip it. Essentially everything in this game is skipped. Even the upgrades. So even double jumping was the upgrade we were supposed to grab in that one level with the elevator, but we skipped grabbing the double jump. We don't need it. And we get it automatically at the next level anyway, so... Though we do have categories that pretend that we need to grab them and stuff like that, so... Ooh. Oh no, did you lose speed? Right, so in this here, he really wants to have speed
gonna-
for that jump. Get
Off is
to...
gonna do my degenerate backup.
I've never seen this. I think
This is the best backup in the
this
world.
seems really degenerated.
Yeah. Oh, I think you could have made it.
Right. So now he is actually at the edge of this box world to his right. So he needs to run down this hill and then jump uphill and then immediately flick left, so that he doesn't crash into the wall there, the invisible wall. He needs to flick left before that while still jumping up to the right, while getting speed all the way. So it's and he only has one energy, which means he's only one double jump. Energy and life is the same in this game, essentially. Yeah. So okay, he's just gonna redo the level. That's fair. This skip is really difficult to do this backup. So
There's a very annoying invisible wall in the ceiling as well when he does the big jump.
yeah,
Which if you don't, if you jump too high, then you will bonk into that, which will kill your horizontal momentum. So you have to be able to go under it, and that's the thing that's pretty hard to do sometimes.
yeah. So he's gonna do the level again, and then you'll see. Hopefully it works this time. He won't lose the speed on the jump at the end there. Hopefully. The best way of gaining speed in this game is running downhill. The second best thing is to do the crabbing motion, where you jump and flick to the side and then pan back. So whenever you can run downhill, you probably should be. Is the gist of that. So he wants to jump. Oh no! Oh no! You can do it.
It's a very small like ledge
Ramp.
there. That
It's a
that you have to jump on.
very small ramp that you can't jump on there. So
So if you miss it, then you get
yeah. So when you're on a flat land like this, you can gain speed up to 50 again, but it's really difficult. So he's running back to here where there's a downhill stop to get a head start on some speed, so that his next crab will get him some speed he wants.
yeah, I think that should be fine.
Yeah. So he bonked on the roof there again, but you can see he conserved his second jump, so that he could get here. So this is the last level. It is essentially 2 levels. As you could see in this run, we have now made a major mistake, and the world is shitting itself and everything's exploding, right? That's clear for the lore, right? Absolutely. So now we're gonna fix that mistake by giving away our egg to a cannon and shoot the cannon at a thing, but we're gonna skip all of that anyway as well.
Yeah, the egg that we very obviously grabbed in the 5th level, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna give that away to a cannon, and we're gonna shoot living beings at the thing we stole the egg from, so that both explode instead of none of them also explode. But we're gonna not do that either, because we're gonna go out of bounds and finish the second part of the level early. Yeah, it's 2 levels, but they occupy the same place. Let's put it that way. So the triggers of one of them is still around, even though maybe they shouldn't be.
Yeah, basically the end of this level, after you've destroyed everything and saved everything, is that you have to escape the facility, Metroid style, right?
Yeah.
Everything's burning down, so you have to like run down this huge pipe while everything's exploding, and you leap out of the pipe and fall into the water, and then the game ends. But the trigger for game ending is there by the water, so you just have to get to the water underneath the water.
So that's what we're gonna do. There's a boss fight up ahead with the classic boss fight of Ikaruga, but we're gonna skip that by going out of bounds here on this pipe, jumping up above a wall here, and then now we're out of bounds in the Blur Town, Lens Flareville, and he's gonna do a set of crabs so that he gets enough speed. Don't scare me like that. I thought you had enough speed, man. Oh my god. Right, so he really wants a specific amount of speed so that he can make it all the way to this like floor of the world kind of space that is under the water that Redzog talked about earlier. So now it's as far as possible. Now he needs to not bonk on an invisible wall on the right. So he does his second crab leftwards so that he can like not bonk on the wall. And then hopefully you land here under the water on this ledge. So the water isn't there yet. The trigger for water doesn't exist where we are at the moment. We are gonna run into the water from the side, finishing the game in a few seconds. So when the screen turns back, that's time.
Yeah. Oh, and there's some weird walls that you can bonk into.
Yeah.
Time is probably 3, 2, 1. There we go. Yeah.
Good job, Proto.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a rough run though. There was quite a few things that went bad, but you still
Yeah.
don't underestimate. So pretty
Mouth
good.
on luck, but luckily we did make the estimate lenient just
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard game.
So it's a really
you,
hard
you
run.
tried to do everything that was hard, so
Yeah, I wanted to try and showcase more of the higher level of the run. By
I
doing
mean,
some
you
more
did do
difficult
the
tracks.
reactor skip perfectly. So,
True.
and I
Yeah.
mean, you can't expect people to do the elevator skip perfectly, if I'm honest. So,
Yeah, after 1 month, yeah.
yeah, yeah, not after, not ever, to be honest. It's too difficult. Very good job though. That was epic.
Thank you. Yeah, this was Valley. Very good game. So I recommend picking it up.
Yeah, if anyone likes going fast for long periods of time, it's a perfect game.
And the run is very fun to do. And especially if you come from a background of games with movement tech, then you'll find this game a lot easier. Personally, this was my first game with movement tech, so I started off rough, but with practice, I got... what
One
I'd
thing
like
to
to
say
think
though,
is
like
decent.
there is no other game with this kind of movement tech. It's quite distinct
Yeah.
with this weird reverse quake circle jumping kind of strategy. But that just makes it even more charmful, I would say.
Yeah.
It's just a nice thing.
Harmful, that's a cool word.
Yeah, charmful.
Full of charm.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for watching,
Yeah.
and I hope you enjoy the next one. I don't remember what it is, but it should be good.
Blood Dragon Far Cry 3.
Ooh, Far Cry. Decent run. Yeah,
Right,
you can...
thanks for having us.
Yep, and see you later.